G'day everyone, welcome back to the Jimbo channel, and in today's video I'll be talking about what I would do if I was AFL CEO. Firstly, remove the Gold Coast Suns out of the league. That's right, the first thing I would do is terminate the Gold Coast Suns AFL licence. A bold statement, I know, but this is due to performances across the club's first 12 years, no finals appearances and a lack of crowd numbers, meaning less revenue for the AFL stadiums and TV and radio broadcasters. And let's face it, without revenue, the AFL would not exist. The reason I didn't say GWS, who have similar supporter numbers and joined the league at a similar time to the Gold Coast Suns, is because for the most part they have been a more competitive and a more successful team, including playing finals footy and a 2019 AFL Grand Final. The second thing I would do, grant Tassie the 18th AFL licence. Since the Suns would be abolished at this time, I would give the 18th licence to the state who love their footy and have wanted a team for years. A new stadium would need to be built with a roof and a capacity seating at about 30,000 people. And you would need that team to be successful, obviously, to get the people involved. But either way, it's going to bring the whole state together. Having a Tassie-based team is something the locals have been vocal about even before the Suns and Giants joined the league. They are a massive AFL state and it would be huge to boost their economy as well as the AFL. Since AFL supporters come across from Victoria, a quick trip over to Tassie to watch their team play for the day would be an ideal situation. I would call the team the Hobart Devils. They would receive the first 2 picks of the draft and many other draft picks before their inaugural season. The third thing I would do is bring back the Anzac New Zealand game. I would 100% bring back the New Zealand Anzac game because 1, many New Zealanders are aware and follow our great game, which would really honour and respect the Australian and New Zealand soldiers who fought for their respective countries. The game would be held on Anzac Day at night, with the match being live after the MCG Classic between the Pies and the Dons. Of course, a special service would take place, as it already does for most other Anzac games before the bounce. The game would be 1 Victorian team and 1 interstate team. I feel like this is a better option compared to Hawthorn's games at UTAS Stadium, and since the Hawks and Port Adelaide have been vocal about their Anzac footy, I propose these 2 teams are the teams that play in New Zealand. Broadcasting. The fourth thing I would do is have more to free-to-air broadcasting. This is a must. I propose instead of just Channel 7 and Foxtel having the rights exclusively, Channel 9 could also have the rights, playing 1 game a week. It seems to me, with their controversial shows, the Footy Classified and the Sunday Footy Show, they're definitely putting more effort into their shows instead of Channel 7. And any lack of other footy content, except the actual broadcast of the game. So the schedule I propose would be similar to the NFL fixture. Foxtel would broadcast all their games, hopefully no Kelly Underwood. Friday and Saturday night games would be on Channel 7, with Channel 9 hosting the 3:20 Sunday game. Marquee games and finals such as Anzac Day would be split up with the free-to-air companies. This would be a win for both networks, and the NRL can piss off to Channel 10, at least in Victoria, who have little interest in this sport. Gather Round. As everyone knows, Gather Round was a massive success, and as CEO, I would make sure to lock it in as long as possible. There already is a 3-year deal in place for Adelaide, but after the 3 years, I'd either extend with Adelaide or move it to Western Australia. Western Australia know how to host amazing events such as the AFL Grand Final in 2021 and the BBL Final in 2023, and I would lock that event in for as long as possible. Grassroots. As CEO, I would try and make the AFL the nation's game, which means pushing for more grassroots footy in New South Wales and Queensland. So more funding in those areas to try and push the NRL out of those 2 states. Now I know that this is a massive reach, but it would be a slow investment. COVID-19 was a terrible event, but the one good thing it did was expose Queenslanders to AFL footy, and because of this, now there are bigger followings for the Brisbane Lions and AFL in Brisbane. So the state as CEO I would be funding more would be New South Wales. They are a massive rugby state, so it would be extremely hard to get rid of the sport completely, but I believe with enough funding and exposure towards the public, AFL can take over New South Wales. State of Origin. Let's be real, everyone loves State of Origin footy, and what a better way to bring it back than in the pre-season. I propose every 2 years so it isn't repetitive between the 2 teams, Victoria and the All-Stars. I'm sure many people can agree that State of Origin is a terrific idea. The last time State of Origin happened was during the bushfires, which was a horrible event and not an ideal situation for a game. We would want to promote State of Origin and make it a fun sport without any issues. So to summarise, no more Suns. Bring on Tassie. More Anzac coverage with New Zealand, who are literally part of the Anzac title. Get the broadcasting rights dealt with Channel 9. Gather round for the win. More grassroots in the northern states. And get State of Origin footy happening. Thanks for watching, guys. This was a really fun video to make and edit. So hopefully you can enjoy it. Make sure to chuck a sub and like the video. If not, never mind, all good. Until the next one, thanks everyone. Cheers.